Good afternoon. This is cause number 2021-62233 in the interest of Elam Andrade. Please raise your right hand to be sworn, ma'am. You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
All right, ma'am. Please state your name and your relationship to the child.
Faith Andrade. Elam is my son.
All right. Representing the State of Texas Attorney General's Office.
Kavita Sharma.
Court will note that Johnny Joe Andrade Jr. is the non-custodial parent who was personally served on July 6th, 2022 at 8:15 a.m. at 1318 West Broad Street in Freeport, Missouri County, Texas. And he has not filed an answer or made an appearance. Is that correct, Ms. Sharma?
Correct, Your Honor.
We'll proceed by default.
Yes, Judge. I'd like to call the mother, Miss Faith Andrade.
All right.
Miss Andrade, are you currently married to Johnny Andrade Jr.?
I am, yes, ma'am.
And was Elam born in 2018 while both of you were still married?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you asking the court to name Mr. Andrade as the biological father of Elam?
Yes, ma'am.
And where is Mr. Andrade currently living?
He lives in Louisiana, near, I guess it's Newport, Louisiana. Wait, I'm sorry, Newport Sulphur, or something like that.
And he recently moved there, Miss Andrade?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you know why he moved there?
For work. It's his temporary address.
Okay. And do you know where he's employed?
I know he's employed for Zachary.
Okay. So in the past, with your relationship, when did you and Mr. Andrade separate?
It was May 30th of 2021.
And you believe that it's not in the best interest of the children for you and Mr. Andrade to be joint conservators of Elam. Is that true?
Yes.
And are you asking the court to appoint you as sole managing conservator?
Yes.
And to appoint Mr. Andrade as possessory conservator?
Yes.
And does Elam live with you in your home?
Yes.
And you intend to maintain the child's primary residence with you, correct?
Correct.
And are you asking the court to set standard visits with Mr. Andrade and Elam?
Yes.
And
All
where
right.
do
We
you
need to overcome the presumption of joint managing conservatorship. I didn't hear anything or why she wanted to be sole managing conservator.
And Ms. Andrade, what is the reason why you believe that Mr. Andrade should not be a joint conservator with you in regards to Elam?
He is very, very aggressive and scary when he's mad, and I've had to call the police on him before with incidents he's done, and in the past he's choked me and pushed me.
Okay, so there's been
And
some family violence between the
yes.
two of you. All right.
Miss Andrade, do you believe that he may lash out at the child?
God, I hope not.
Okay, and you're requesting visits to take place or pick up and drop off at a McDonald's, is that correct?
Correct.
And that would be in Mont Bellevue, Texas.
Yes, ma'am, on Eagle Drive.
As far as your current address, does Mr. Andrade know where you reside?
He does, yes, ma'am.
And if you move in the future, do you want him to know where you live?
I do not,
And why is that?
because I'm afraid of him.
And you're afraid he may cause you or the child harm, abuse, harassment, or serious injury?
Me, yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you said you know he works in Louisiana, but do you know what he makes, what his wages are?
He told me it was $31.50 an hour.
But have you seen any documentation or proof of that yourself?
I have not. No.
And understanding that we can't verify any employment, you understand the court is going to set child support at minimum wage?
Yes, ma'am.
And your child is currently covered under health insurance?
For now, yes, ma'am.
And how is the child covered? Through your employer or another source?
Medicaid.
And do you intend to keep that insurance for your child?
No, as soon as it's up, I'm not going to apply again.
Okay, but as of right now, your child is covered and you're asking the court to order that Mr. Andrade pay $57 a month to begin on February 1 toward cash medical support. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And Ms. Andrade, you agree to pay half of any uncovered health costs?
Yes, ma'am.
And you understand that current child support will be $219 a month beginning February 1st, 2023?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you asking for any back child support?
No, ma'am.
And are you asking that the court costs are billed to Mr. Andrade?
Yes, ma'am.
And to reiterate, as far as sole managing conservators, can you tell the court why it is that you do not believe that Mr. Andrade should be joint conservators with you in regards to the child Elam?
I am afraid of him and what he might do if he finds out I'm dating again and he sees me. I'm scared.
Do you think that you could make decisions regarding the health, education, and welfare of the child effectively if Mr. Andrade were involved?
If he were involved, uh, no, because I believe he will do anything to make my life a living hell, honestly.
Okay. Ms. Andrade, you've reviewed and signed this order today, believing it's in the best interest of your child?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Judge, I pass this witness.
So Andrade, why are you saying that you would not re-enroll in Medicaid?
Because the last time I did that, because Johnny was sending money every once in a while, they said that I was, they were going to report me as fraud. And I honestly never want to be on the receiving end of that accusation ever again. So I don't even want to deal with it ever.
Do you know that that I'm going to order you to maintain health coverage in full force and effect on this child?
Okay. I have no choice.
That's right. The child has to be insured. So if it's Medicaid, it's Medicaid. I don't believe that there's going to be any fraud because of the fact that the child is on Medicaid, unless you're making some kind of substantial amount of money. And do you work?
No, sir, I don't.
So I don't believe that there's, whoever
That
told you that
is,
is pulling your leg.
thank God, because I'm a goody two shoes and I don't deal with stuff like that. But it was because they believed we were getting together, and just because he would pay for his stuff sometimes.
Okay, well, unless he has coverage and he's going to cover the child, which I'm sure you don't even want to get into, you're going to have to cover the child. So it's either going to have to be Medicaid or if you're employed, wherever you're employed. Understood?
Yes, sir.
All right. Court will approve the order. As